Yo, stay focused, man's on a mission. Wavy like the ocean, ain't got time for inhibition. Eyes on a prize, lock it in your vision. Straight up, man, that's gotta make a decision. Stay focused, man, I gotta go. Can't be going backwards, I can't be going slow. Gotta take the lead and I gotta steal the show.
What's up, YouTube? How y'all doing today? Hope y'all are doing fantastic. Me? Not doing too bad. Yeah, it's early. Just woke up. I wake up before all the kiddos get up so that they don't come in and bug me while I'm doing the video. But anyway, hope y'all are doing great. This video we're going to talk about the C's of survival. Now, this isn't a new concept, and most of you probably know a lot about it, but you know, some of you do 5, some of you do 10, some 12. I've added a few. I've got 17. So if you're interested in hearing about those extras, I'll talk about them. I'm not going to do a whole lot of explanation. Maybe some of the odd ones that, like, why you got that in there? I might kind of explain a little bit, but I'll do individual videos. I'm putting a video series together on these. I'll do individual videos on all of them, kind of more explaining what I mean by it. So anyway, the C's of survival. Most of them are obvious. It's like, well, duh, you know. But we've got calories. C, that's obviously a food, you know, what kind of food. And it all kind of varies on, you know, like I said, this all kind of varies on your level of SHTF, you know, calories. You know, if we're talking about bug out bags, calories, you know, Cliff Bars, MREs, you know, whatever. But if you're bugging in, calories are food, you know, and I'll get more in depth in this, but calories is just calories. You can go 3 weeks without food. Yeah, you can go 3 weeks without food, but after you've gone a few days, you're not doing you're angry, you're ornery, you're not doing well. I mean, you could survive, yes, but calories is a big important one. Another one, which is probably even more is container, which that's your water. You can only go 3 days without water, so you've got to have some kind of a way to carry water, whether it's water bladder, you know, if it's in home, you know, like I said, if you're bugging in, how much water you got? Where do you got it? Where do you store it? How do you store it? Because water's big, it's bulky, it's hard to store. That's probably one of the hardest, the most important, but one of the hardest. Hey y'all, sorry to interrupt the show, but I just wanted to just come on real quick and thank y'all for watching. And if you haven't already, and you feel obliged, why don't you go down and do the YouTube stuff real quick. Take a couple seconds and smash that subscribe button, or just tap it, or just hit it, or caress it, or whatever you gotta do. Just hit that subscribe button. According to my analytics, only 10% of you are actually subscribed, and so, I mean, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Hit the, you know, and if you want to support the show financially a little bit, if you're inclined, no pressure, but there's that super thanks button if you feel like it. There's also memberships if you want to join. Don't quite have any members yet, but, you know, we'll get there. But anyway, just hit that subscribe button and give the video a thumbs up and, you know, do the stuff. Appreciate y'all. I love you. I wouldn't be doing this without you. All right, now, back to the show. Combustion, that's obvious, you know, flames, something you can use to make fire. Also could throw into that fuel for your vehicles, fuel for your generators, fuel for your chainsaws, fuel, lighters, ferrocerium rods, anything that can create and help you with fire, any fuel or flame. You know, whether it's fire starting cubes that you use that light faster than, you know, whatever you've got, Bic lighters. I have countless amounts of Bic lighters. I've got 2 in my toolbox, 2 in the truck, 2, you know, in every bag I own. I have at least 2 Bic lighters, because 2 is 1 is none. Sometimes even more than that. I've got one, you know, I've got my fire kit that has a lighter in it, a Bic. I've got 2 extras in there, plus sometimes, depending on the situation, I'll carry one in my pocket. I usually carry one all the time in my pocket because I don't really deal with it much, because I'm either at home, at work, or in the truck, or near the truck, and I've got lighters in all of those, so it's not So I don't usually carry one in my pocket. Sometimes I do if I'm like going out camping or whatever, you know, whatever. But anyway, cordage, that's obvious. Paracord, most preppers are paracord. You gotta have your paracord, which is totally fine. You can use that for lots of. You can use that for fire starter. Some of the inside twines, or you can use to make fire. Plus tying stuff down, and that could be anything you call cordage. You know, it could be your bootlaces, paracord, bank line, fishing line, twine, you know, whatever. Tie down straps. You know, if you're taking a trailer full of stuff, you know, if you're bugging out, but your vehicle, you're not at foot yet, and you need to tie stuff down, you know, you do have your whatever, you know. But it's not only your, you know, and I'll get into this one, but it's not only having cordage. It's if you don't have tie straps, you got to know how to tie knots. You got to know how to, you know. But anyway, cutting tool, that's obvious. You know, most basic is, you know, pocket knife, fixed blade pocket knife, folding pocket knife, automatic pocket knife, saw. You could even go as much as scissors. You know, you could use, you know, scissors or cutting tools if you feel like you need scissors. You know, anything that can cut something. You know, your chainsaws, even if, you know, depending on your level of SHTF. If you're bugging out, you know, if you're like on foot bugging out, you know, you got to have at least a good fixed blade and at least a good pocket knife on your person. You know, says me, you know, on your line one. Plus you've got one in your back, you've got one on your chest rig, you got one or two in your rucksack, your bug out bag, rucksack, whatever it is you want to call it, but never coming home, whatever bag you want to call it. But anyway, next we got candle, which could be straight up candles, you know, especially for home. If the lights go out, so you're not running your flashlights all the time and killing your batteries, which is also candles, flashlights, anything that can light up, lanterns, candles, flashlights, you know, whatever can create light, that's candle. And then combat, this is the fun one, combat, you know, that's your guns, you know. How many guns? Well, that depends. You know, there's the $150 million question is, what gun? How many guns? Doesn't matter. Guns, have them. If you're bugging in, have them all. You know, but just know that I did a video on this before, but if you have all the guns at home and your home gets overtaken and you have to leave, you're just arming the enemy. If someone causes you, someone or a group of someone's caused you to leave, then you can't take all of those guns with you. So you're just arming the enemy. You can't take them all with you. So you got to think about that. But guns, how many? As many as you can carry on your person, at least. You know, if you want more than that, cool. But a carbine, AR-15, AK, pistol carbine, pistol caliber carbine, whatever. A gun's a gun, in my opinion. I have my preferences, but whatever. You choose. And a sidearm. You know, a handgun. Which again, you're choosing. I don't care. Glock. I'm personally not a fan of Glock. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just not a fan. It's good, whatever. A Glock 19, Glock 17, Glock whatever. Springfield, M&P, Canic, HK, whatever. Just whatever your choosing is. Again, I have my preferences. 9mm. It's lightweight. It's most popular. If you have to go battleground pickup, 9mm. It's going to be everywhere. And Glock. 9mm and Glock are going to be everywhere. It's like I'm not a fan of Glock, but I might get a Glock just for that reason. Just to have a Glock. Because chances are you're going to come across somebody that has a Glock. Someone in your mag is going to carry Glock. Someone in the enemy is going to carry Glock. If you have to pick up a magazine, it's going to be Glock. Most likely. If not, you pop the rounds out, put them in your pocket, boom, you at least got some rounds to put in yours. because you are your own resupply, especially if you're out on foot. Ammo truck's not coming. You know, you've got to keep whatever you've got. So, which is another video for another time. Okay. Casualty care. Med kit. You have a med kit? Do you have a blowout kit? Do you have a first aid kit? Do you have anything like that? Medical supplies at home? You know, that could be, you know, anything. But blowout kit, because if you have a way to make holes and you get into combat situation, you know, bullets are going to be coming back at you. And if somebody gets hit, you've got to be able to take care of that. So you've got to have it on your person, have it in your pack, have it in the truck, have it at home, have all of it, all the medical gear, all of it. Conditioning. Now this is one of the hardest ones. Conditioning. Practice, train, which goes along with, you know, combustion. How do you make a fire? I mean, all training, all kind of training. Conditioning is more training. It's not just going out with your pack. It is going out with your pack, you know, put on your pack and go walk, but it's also training. Do you know how to use a firearm? Do you know how to make a fire? Do you know how to store food? Do you know how to tie knots? All that is in conditioning. Because if you don't know it, you're not going to figure it out. You're not going to figure it out at the worst day of your life. When SHTF happens, you're going to be like, oh crap, how do I tie a knot in this thing? Or how do I shoot this gun? I have it, but I don't know how to shoot. You know, you've got to know how to do that. So conditioning, get your ruck on, go rucking. You know, condition, work out. You know, go out, do exercise. That's the big part of conditioning, exercise. Because worst day of your life, you have to throw that ruck on and walk. How far are you going to make it? I mean, legit, how far are you going to make it? Another one is comfort. Comfort's not a necessity, but it sure helps. You know, you got to have your comfort, you know, your extra pair of socks or your extra pair of whatever, your stuff to clean your goods, your hands, your whatever. And if there's something you have to have, like coffee, a lot of you are coffee. That's a comfort item. It's not you have to have coffee, but some of you, to some of you, maybe you think you do, but to survive, you don't really need coffee. But if that's a comfort thing, have a bunch of packs of instant coffee. Boil some water, throw your instant coffee in there, boom, you got coffee. If it's peanuts, if it's peanut butter, if it's whatever, make sure you have something that's going to keep you comfortable. Whether it's comfortable here or just comfortable, you know, all around. Some comfortable clothes, some comfortable shoes. You know, you don't want to buy a nice pair of boots that need to be broken in and just buy them and put them away. And then when you go to put them on, your feet are killing you once you get 100 yards down the road. Make sure they're comfortable. Make sure make sure you've got those comfort items. Commo. Communication. That's a pretty easy one. Usually you have a PACE plan. And PACE plan can go on any of this. PACE is primary, alternate, contingency, and emergency. PACE. Most of you, it's going to be your cell phone. That's your primary, cell phones. And again, depending on level of SHTF, cell phones. That's your primary, right now, as of right now, that's your primary means of communication. There's also those two ways, you know, you might have your ham radios or, you know, whatever. Your whole mag might have these Baofeng UV5Rs, that most popular one, all programmed in, all the same, you know, that could be, or other kind of, you know, radios to communicate one with another that you can communicate. Contingency, maybe those little ones you buy from Walmart, those little kid ones, you know. And then emergency is, hey, come here. You know, that's anything, you know, and this is all for you to decide, and it's all your nature of your mag, the nature of your SHTF, you know. If it's just like a fire at your house, or, you know, but if you're legit bugging out, you know, you need to go down that PACE plan. Anyway, cover. Covers anything that keeps you from the elements. Your clothes, your shirt, your coat. If it's cold, make sure you dress accordingly. Always dress accordingly. You walk out the house, make sure you have Make sure you're dressed for whatever weather. I tell my kids that all the time. They go to school in the wintertime without a coat. But Dad, I'm inside all day long. Okay, you're inside all day long, but what if you have to, what if there's like a fire drill? And you have to go outside for a while. You're going to be cold. You're going to wish you had a coat. One of my kids totally forgot it. He usually always wears a coat. He forgot his coat. And I said, here, I have one in the truck. You want to borrow it? No, I'll be good. I'll be good. He gets out of school and, yeah, I had to go outside and Mom was late picking us up. And so I had to sit outside and it was cold. I should have had a coat. I told you, dress accordingly. Dress, if it's wintertime, at least shoes. Don't go outside with Crocs. Some of you see some kids are out with Crocs, shorts, and a coat in the dead of winter. If they have to leave for a long extended period of time, they're going to freeze to death. It's just simple. Dress accordingly. If bug out is during the summertime, yeah, wear comfortable light clothes and maybe a jacket for nighttime or whatever. But yeah, dress accordingly. Make sure you have according. That's also tarps. That's also your sleep pad. Whatever it is you've got, tarps to keep the, to hide out in, a sleeping pad to lay on so you're not laying on the hard, solid ground, something to cover yourself with, a blanket, all this is, important stuff. But the other one is compass. You need to know where you're going and how to get there. You need to know how to, again, with conditioning, you need to learn how to read a map, orienteering online, find an orienteering class. Read your maps, know your maps, know where you're at on a map, know how to, navigate through the map, because GPS may not be there. If it's in the EMP or whatever and cell towers go down, you may not have your digital GPS, so you need to learn how to run a map and a compass. Another one is cache or cache or whatever it is you want, however you want to call that. That's if you do have to leave, you can't take everything with you. You've got all these guns, all this food, all this supplies. If you have to leave your house, you're not taking it with you. It's got to stay here, which is basically, like I said, you're arming the enemy, you're feeding the enemy. If you're forced out of your house by someone or something, you're just arming and feeding the enemy. Because you have to leave, you can't take it all with you. So have it in caches along the way to your bug out location, or at your bug out location, or, like I said, along the way. If you have to leave and use that supplies, caches are kind of a way to resupply. So cache that's one that most people don't have on their list, but I think it's important. Some of these other ones I've got they're kind of related to some of the other ones, like charging. That kind of goes with candle. You need a way to charge them. If you've got, if they're plug-in charging style, whatever, your cell phone, your flashlights, if they're not batteries, if they don't take just regular batteries that you can throw some extra batteries in, you need a way to charge them. And even if it is batteries, you need to carry extra batteries. It's a way to charge your devices, your lights, your candles, your whatever it is you have that takes charge. Whether that's a solar charging pack or a booster packs or batteries or whatever you need to charge your stuff with. Another one is, there's two, and they kind of go with conditioning, is calm and control. Stay calm. That's a big conditioning thing, is being able to stay calm, stay, relaxed, stay calm. And control, have control of the situation, be, or know where you stand in your mag, and be in control of that particular, whatever it is you're in charge of. Don't try and take control of the whole situation unless that's what your job is. But control of, if you're in charge of commo, be in control of commo, and don't let anybody come in and try and tell, be in control. Those are two with conditioning and training and all that stuff. Another one is camera, which I'm not necessarily saying take a camera with you and take pictures. You can take a camera with you and take pictures all you want to. But that's more of you need to see your target. You need to see what's out there. It's like they say, carry an extra flashlight with your gun. Yeah, have a gun light, because you need to identify your target, but you also don't want to point your gun at something. So if your only means of scope is on your gun, then you have to pull your gun up, and in order to see a distance away, then you're pointing your gun at something that you may not want to point your gun at. So have like some binoculars, and even security cameras. Legit, if as long as there's still signal and service and whatever, put cameras around so that, on all your entrances and exits and around your yard and around, if you've got a compound, around your compound, entrances, exits out of your compound, and so you can see what's going on. And binoculars, a lot of people don't put binoculars in their bug out bags. When you're seeing all these bug out bags, what's in my bug out bag? You don't really see people with binoculars or some kind of a monocular or some kind of a looking glass. They've only got their scope on their weapon. If you see something out there 100 yards, 200 yards or more that you can't really pick up what it is, it could be a good guy, and you pull your gun up, you're pointing your gun at a good guy. So if you pull up your binoculars, that's a good guy. Just saying. It's just like having a gun light on your sidearm pistol. Well, it's dark and I need to be able to see what I'm shooting. Well, you may not. It may be just some random person meaning no harm walking down the street or something. And you got, what are you doing? Who are you? Just grab your flashlight. Hey, you're not supposed to be here. And then if you do have to come up with your light and your gun, just saying, it's, have some way to see the target that's not, or whatever, not even the target. Have a way to see without having to point your gun to see them, whether it's light or whether it's binoculars. And I think that's pretty much it. I think I got 17 of them. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Got 18 of them. So that is also, 18. I've got 18 C's of survival. But like I said, some of them go together, some of them, and I'll do individuals. Maybe not all 18, but I'll maybe do a couple here, a video of a couple, and a video of a couple. It's just going into it in a little bit more depth on them. But anyway, let me know what you think. Let me know if I missed something, or could add something, or could take something away, or let me know what your C's of survival are. Anyway, appreciate y'all watching. Again, subscribe, like, share, comment. You know the YouTube stuff. Do all that. And sorry, alarm just went off. Must be time. Anyway, appreciate y'all. Love you. Do the YouTube-y stuff. Subscribe, like, share, comment. Anyway, appreciate you. Love you. See you in the next one.